Hello, this is Penn Kemp for Gathering Voices. Welcome, Cornelia Hoogland.
Hello, Penn. Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm delighted to have you. And you have several things coming up, don't you? You have Playwrights Cabaret.
That was on Saturday, and successful it was. My play that is based on this book of poems, Wood's Wolf Girl, I was produced and performed, and it was about a 40-minute play. It was wonderful.
40 minutes. So was it an extension of an earlier version I saw at Playwrights Cabaret?
Yes, it was. One scene was in Playwrights Cabaret a number of years ago, but I've been working on it and developing it, and it's now shortlisted for Stockholm, Sweden. So
that's the interesting thing. Yeah, that's in the spring.
In August.
In August.
In August, yes.
So when will you hear about that?
Anytime.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks very much.
And this was done at the what was it called?
Femme de Loup, Hungry Wolf.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And it was done at the Grand.
Yes.
The Playwrights Cabaret is such a lovely performance space and venue for people to present their plays.
It's a very important part of what the theatre community does here in London. Young playwrights really need to have ways to understand what work there is to do on their plays. And it's one way that any young person, any person listening can participate in Playwrights Cabaret. Just look up the Grand Theatre
and they do it annually.
They do it annually, yeah.
I must remember to apply. But we as poets, you and I, both like to transfer our work to the stage. What's the joy in that for you?
Good question, Penn. Yeah. Well, you know, as a poet, you spend many, many hours in solitude. It's a very lonely or office, or it's a very isolated kind of work, and no one can help you with it, and you can't have the radio on, and so playwriting is the exact opposite. It's very communal, it's participatory, it's generative, it's you hand your work over to somebody. I am totally amazed, though, by the dramaturgy work, help that I've received for my plays. I don't know.
You can give a shout out to?
Oh, Jeff Culbert is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
he does
worked with him. He's a
yeah.
Very, very astute.
But
and Gil as well.
Gil Garrett as well, and also Susan Furty. They all had their hand in this play. I'm a director of one of my plays, and Gil and Jeff. The attention that they give to words is something poets can take a page from them. You know, we think we have the corner on
the chosen word.
Oh,
yes.
It is amazing, and then the beauty of seeing the words that have been inside you that go onto the page, that are taken from the page by the director, that are taken from the page by the actors, and how in this new space they decide on what to do with them, and then they get through the body of the actors and back out to the audience. It blows my mind.
And it's such a collective creation. They perceive it visually and dramatically, and it's so different than the way that we might first initially see it, or receive it almost, isn't it? It's a big, the collectivity and the collaborative process is what fascinates me. Of lifting it off the page.
Yeah. But also in the writing process, you know, I've studied this tale all my life, the tale of Little Red Riding Hood, and I've studied it formally as well, and taught it.
What does that mean by studying it formally?
Well, I've done the research.
So historically, you mean not as a form, or?
I've read what other critics have said about it, and attended conferences, and that sort of thing. That's what I mean. Which poets just do by merit of their own craft as well. What was really amazing to me, so I thought I had the story, but as soon as you put your ideas into a new genre, such as playwriting, I am amazed, because I have a completely different play than is this book. And it is also a version of the story of Red Riding Hood, but it's really taken off. So the form really dictates what happens as well.
And would it be more personal? The little piece that I saw some years ago felt more part of your Dutch heritage.
Yes, there is an immigrant woman in here in this play, and there is Dutchness in this play.
Double Dutch.
Yeah, yeah. But there's also Dutchness in Woods Wolf Girl.
Of course there is.
So
of course, yeah.
that's a continuum. More personal? No, I don't think so. Just different, a different kind of personal.
You know. I was fascinated that you have 2 books out this year or last year, recently though.
Yes, yes.
And one is called.
One is called Crow, and one is called Woods Wolf Girl, by Woolsack and Wynne, and Marty Gervais at Black Moss put out Crow.
So both quite local in terms of Hamilton and Windsor.
Yes,
You're covering Sowesto.
Yes, very local.
So there was a connection that I noticed between Crow and Woods Wolf Girl in your acknowledgments to a book called The Mind of the Raven, Investigations and Adventures with Wolfbird. And I thought that notion of Wolfbird brought the 2 books in alignment in an interesting way.
Oh, that's a wonderful point, Penn. Yes, first of all, this is Bernard Heinrich's book, and he is a wonderful writer about birds. And he's talking about the raven, and I'm talking about the crow, so we are in different territory. But Wolfbird is wonderful. Because the wolf is the alpha creature in, you know, the research that has been done on wolves by the group in northern BC, just a second here, where I can find them, the Rain Coast Conservation Foundation. They study the endangered gray wolf. And the wonderful points that they make about how primary the wolf is to the natural cycle, even greater than the grizzly bear, which is, you know, a much more powerful.
As alpha predator?
Alpha predator, yes.
So
yes.
cutting out the culling bird.
Yes, but also, you know, the smartest, the most intelligent. The intelligence of the wolf is profound, as is the intelligence of the raven.
And the crow.
And the crow. Yes, the crow comes a close second, but yeah, absolutely. So there's a wonderful, wonderful connection there, and I just might point out that in Woods Wolf Girl, that connection is made again.
It's a soul bird.
Where I say a wolf girl, a soul bird, a lamb, and those words